What is good, everybody? I'm back with another breakdown, man. I'm excited for this breakdown to pretty much end this week, only because it is January 1st and it's the start of a new year. Market just opened, man. So I'm going to go ahead and break down gold, and I'm going to be breaking down US30. I do want to try changing my schedule a little bit to wake up early in the morning, so like 6 a.m. between 6 to 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, to definitely trade New York session, especially for US30, because that's when it is most volatile. But gold also be having some good moves during that time as well, man. So I'm gonna go ahead and break down these two pairs. Hopefully it makes sense. Hopefully you guys could take something away from it and apply it to your analysis and to your game, man. And we make some money together. So let's go ahead and hop right into it. It's not gonna be a long breakdown. Yeah, so let's see, man. Let's see. So I'm gonna go ahead and delete all these stuff for anyone who didn't get a chance to watch my last two videos, just so you have an idea of what I'm looking at in the market for gold. So for gold, we see here, we do have a monthly all-time high at around 27.88, and then once we had that all-time high, we had a steep retracement to 25.40 level for a higher low, and then once we got the higher low, we formed a lower high, formed a higher low based off your daily time frame, pushed up from that higher low to test that last point of a lower high. And now this is kind of just signifying we're in a range in between this area, especially after price tried breaking below this level on December 18 to 19, broke below, formed a lower high along this daily higher low level of support, now turned resistance, and now we're kind of in a daily consolidation zone within this support level, which is your higher low point, based off overall structure. So the bias is still bullish. Now let's go ahead and drop down to our hourly time frame. So now we see here, based off daily, we have a daily lower high and resistance area along 26.31 to 26.38, which is still currently holding. Good thing now is that we are getting a lot of momentum and strength into this resistance level, based off this current hourly candle. So going into London session, this will be interesting to see if we maintain this level, or if we get some sort of break to the upside, and then we could get a higher low along this resistance, then turn support, and then we could definitely see a bullish continuation, just because this would make sense based off of our daily time frame. And that's just strictly following structure. So let's go ahead and draw some technicals out to see exactly what we're looking at and how we could change our bias if price is going to give us sells. So we have our support level here at around 25.90, based off your daily time frame, and it just looks cleaner based off your hourly. So another thing that I'm looking at is price was forming higher lows on this bottom end. So you have a higher low here, and then you have your main higher low that held right in here based off your hourly time frame. So price did break below, came back up, formed a minor higher low, and then we finally got above that support, forming like a lower high based off this lower high point. So formed a lower high here based off this point right in here. Then we got a higher low based off this level of support right in here. So that would have been a good area for buys, and I did break that down on my last video for anyone who wants to see how I would have executed off of that. But let's see what this area looks like off of a bigger time frame. So based off your daily, this area is strictly all tested. So you have support form right in here based off your daily time frame. So you have support form right in here, and then you pretty much have this area here that is all tested based off daily time frame. So let's go ahead and put it to that bottom wick where we had that bearish candle. So we had a bearish push here, which formed this level of resistance along that support area. Then based off that push down, price formed the support off your hourly here. Price pushed back up, testing this level of resistance. So this is your first test. So that means that this resistance is holding strong. Price pushed into that hourly minor higher low level, which is this daily bottom wick. And then we tested this as well. So we go back to our hourly time frame, and we see clean bullish transition. So you had price pretty much transition right in here. Draw that out. Boom. Resistance turn support, and then you have price pretty much continuing to trend at this point in time as we are pushing into this resistance. So what I'm gonna look for is either a break above these daily levels of resistance, a break above, and we see some support form to potentially target these other resistance levels to the left here. Or what I will be waiting for is your hourly and 4-hour time frame to show sellers exhaustion in this area, and then we get a bearish transition based off of like our 15-minute time frame, or even our 5-minute for those that trade on the smaller time frames to get a better entry. So as of right now, we have this level of support here that I will wait for price to come back to either execute buys here to come back up to like 26.38, or to see price get below these yellow random lines to then get a lower high point to catch sales back down to our levels of support. So that's going to be my main bias for gold, buys above 26.38 or buys at 26.22. So one of the two, whether we get something like this, or I will be waiting for sales if we get below this area, and then we could get like a lower high point right in here to then execute downwards. So one of the three, these are definitely three opportunities that can happen. I don't know if it'll happen tonight, I don't know if it'll happen tomorrow, but today is Wednesday, so I will be a little bit careful with that. Let me go ahead and see if we have any news for the rest of the week. We do have unemployment claims at 5:30 a.m. tomorrow morning, and then PMI news Friday morning. So nothing too crazy. If I do get into a trade, it's either going to be during London session or it's going to be after news at 5:30. So that's going to be my bias for gold. Once again, buys above 26.38, buys at 26.22 if we could get price to retrace and respect that level of support once again, forming a higher low, or sells below 26.22 if we get below this level and then we form a level of resistance along this level of support, which would be a lower high point to then continue back to the downside. So hopefully that makes sense. Let's go ahead and jump into US30. So US30, I'm going to pretty much mark up very identical. I'm going to target my monthly all-time high point. So we have a monthly all-time high at around 45,000. Monthly all-time high. Now from this point down, I'm a target for monthly bullish push. So at this point here, you also have a level of support because you had resistance forming here. Then you had that strong bullish candle. So there is some level of support right at like 41,730. So let's go ahead and go down to our daily. So we see here on our daily, we have, we have support that got tested and formed a higher low. Boom. And then you have another higher low opportunity right in here, which did get broken at one point and formed like a lower high point. But this could kind of be like a double bottom to go up, but I'll elaborate on that right now. So let's see how this looks. Okay, that's perfect. So you have this level of confluence based off this area here. So when price gave you this higher high, then you had the higher low, then you had the higher high, higher low, and now you have a higher high, then you got a lower low, and now we're getting that lower high point along that same area of interest based off your daily time frame. I don't like these circles. Let me actually take these off. This is how I'm gonna mark it out. So this is our area of interest. You have resistance turn support, and then found resistance again along this same level. Now, one thing we do want to pay attention to is when price broke back below this level of daily interest, price did form exhaustion down here, which means that the sellers were getting weaker, and then we had that rally up, and then we formed that lower high point. Once we formed that lower high point, price did push back down into this lower low point, and then it exhausted. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna jump down to my smaller time frames to see if I can spot out a bearish transition or bearish structure to execute sales, just based off of what structure is giving us, because our last structure point was a lower high, which means that sellers are overpowering the buyers right now, especially because we formed a lower low after breaking our daily higher low point. The only thing is now, though, we can look at our larger time frames like the monthly and the weekly to see that we are still overall bullish, but daily is currently showing bearish price action. So we're gonna try and break that down to see what would be the best bias. Of course, from this point forward, it looks like it will be buys, only because we have this this area of support based off your daily time frame that has not been broken, but we are currently trending bearish for the counter trend. So at this point, you have a 38.2 retracement that did push up. It missed our negative 27%, but we did get a break of structure in this area. So let's go ahead and jump down to our 1 hour time frame. So based off our 1 hour time frame, we see price is trending bearish. So you have a break of structure right in here based off your hourly time frame. You have price form a lower high, lower high, lower high. So if there's going to be any point of me buying, it's definitely going to be above this area right in here, 42,857. Another way I will be looking for buys is if price continues to show sellers exhaustion in this area around 42,400 to 42,200, and then I could be on my like 15-minute to 1-minute time frame to see that bullish bias build up and then execute to anticipate that bullish push back up to like 43,300. But of course TP1 will be around 42,857 to start, and then we can anticipate a further push, maybe going into next week if we don't happen to get it this week. So my bias for US30 right now will currently be sales. We don't have a lot of evidence for buys just yet. The only thing I like for buys is that on Monday we did close bearish, of course, but I like that we had a lot of exhaustion, and then to follow up on Tuesday we formed a doji candle. So we'll see how this Wednesday to Thursday candle forms. Depending how this Wednesday to Thursday candle forms could give us a strong direction of price action going into to end the week from Thursday to Friday and then to start next week. So if this candle could close bullish, then we could definitely see a bullish push back up. If price continues to show us exhaustion on the top side, going into like New York session, then we could definitely see sales back down to 42,200. So what I'm gonna be looking for, truthfully, is I'm gonna be looking for sales below 42,857 to 42,800. If we can get bearish engulfing or even sellers or even buyers exhaustion off of this level, then I'll be on my 15-minute to 1-minute time frame to execute sales back down. Now, level of confluence for me will definitely be like right in here, just because we have support, turn, resistance, resistance. So this is definitely going to be an area of interest for me, and I will be trying to execute on that going further. So hopefully this breakdown makes sense. Hopefully you guys do trade these pairs. If there are any other pairs you guys want me to break down, feel free to let me know in the comments. But for the most part, I'm just trading, or I'm just breaking down what I trade the most, which is gold. And then I do want to start implementing US30, so I will start breaking down US30 in my upcoming videos, man. But if you guys watched it to this point, I'm grateful you guys are supporting by watching the videos, man. Definitely drop a like and subscribe, man. I'm gonna try and be consistent and drop these videos, not only for myself but for you guys, so you guys could take it with a grain of salt and implement it into your craft. So appreciate you guys watching this video, man. You guys take it easy. Let's close out the week strong and then start the next week with momentum. So you guys have a blessed one, man. Have a great week, and then I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.